Someone is already watching them from the darkness, standing just beyond the parked car, having already decided they are not leaving alive. By morning, a letter reaches a newspaper office starting with, "This is the Zodiac speaking," calmly describing the attack in exact detail, including things no witness could have seen. And before anyone can make sense of it, another message follows, promising this was only the beginning. At night inside a parked car on a remote roadside, a young couple talks quietly, unaware that someone has been standing behind their vehicle long enough to hear their voices, and wait without moving. When the figure finally steps forward, there is no hesitation in the movement, only a controlled sequence that ends with the car left running, and the silence returning exactly as it was before. By morning inside a newspaper office, Robert Grayson opens a letter claiming responsibility, followed by precise details, the position of the bodies, the sequence of actions, written as if the writer remained there longer than necessary. The message ends with a demand for publication, followed by a warning that if it is not published, more people will be killed. Late at night near another parked car, headlights appear behind a second couple, slowly moving towards them and remain fixed longer than necessary, holding them in place without explanation. When the attack unfolds, Thomas Reed, a surviving victim, later recalls not confusion, but the sense that everything had already been decided before the attacker even approached. In the afternoon inside a police station, Inspector Hayes reviews the incidents alongside the letter, recognizing that the descriptions match details never released publicly. The message begins to read less like a report and more like part of the same controlled process. That evening inside the newspaper office, Margaret Collins studies a cipher that resolves into a sentence. "I like killing people because it is so much fun," written with the same steady tone as the earlier letter. The message continues, explaining that victims are being collected as slaves in the afterlife, giving the killings a purpose that extends beyond the act itself. During the daytime in an open park, a couple lies on the grass surrounded by clear space, where nothing appears hidden, yet someone approaches them directly without urgency. The attack happens in full view of the environment, reinforcing what the message suggested, that the act is driven by intention, not circumstance. Late at night, more letters arrive describing the killings, as part of something ongoing, repeating the idea of collecting victims, while maintaining the same calm and structured tone. Spread across the desk, the messages begin to feel less like communication, and more like a record being carefully maintained. On a quiet city street inside a taxi, a routine ride continues, while the passenger remains silent longer than expected, offering no direction until the final stop. When the moment comes, it happens instantly in the confined space, and shortly after, another letter is received, referencing the act and including details, before the full report is even assembled. Inside the police station during late hours, Hayes and Margaret compare decoded fragments with the timeline, noticing certain phrases align with events too precisely, sometimes appearing before details are fully processed. The overlap creates the sense that the messages are not just recounting events, but moving alongside them. Over the following months, the letters signed with a cross-circle symbol continue even after the attacks stop, repeating the same beliefs and structure, without any conclusion. With no final message and no confirmed identity, what remains is a pattern of actions and words that were carried out with consistency, then deliberately left unfinished. The letters were never written to confess or threaten, but to ensure that every killing would be seen exactly the way it was carried out, meaning the only complete version of the crimes that exists is the one the killer chose to leave behind. If every detail you now know came from the one who committed it, then ask yourself whether you're understanding what happened, or just seeing what you were meant to see. Like, follow, and share for more true stories like this, that was carefully written for you to see.